Law of success. God would want everyone to be successful. God intends for man to rise to greatness. God intends for man to not just use, but also enjoy all that is excellent in the cosmos. Nothing is forbidden by God's law for humans. Man was made to be wealthy. He possesses limitless intrinsic abilities. Every typical individual is born with a full complement of talents that, when properly developed and scientifically utilized, will guarantee success with a constant upward trend. Man is designed to advance. Every man has the potential for unending growth within himself. The main goal of the law is progress in everything. Man can build himself with ever-increasing success by learning to cooperate with the law in achieving that aim. Nature's procedures all work out successfully. Failures are unknown in nature. It has never made an unsuccessful prediction. It seeks outcomes in all shapes and forms. If we want to succeed in the finest and most comprehensive sense, we must imitate nature and her processes. We will find all the keys to success in its ideas and rules. The resources available to man are limitless. His opportunities have no boundaries. He focuses on and recognizes the components, forces, and universal principles. He can grow to be incredibly intelligent, which will enable him to find answers to all of life's mysteries, learn all of nature's secrets, and resolve all of humanity's issues. There are no obstacles. Everyone possesses dormant higher abilities, incredible talent, superior intuition, and greater strength, which can be developed to an exceptional degree for use in successful and practical ways through the employment of particular psychological techniques. Greatness can be developed in any mentality. It only takes knowing how to do it. Each person will grow through genuine self-help, self-discovery, self-knowledge, and appropriate teaching in using one's faculties and strengths. Efficiency will be ensured by practice, and results will come from use. Therefore, every aspiring individual can achieve success. Do you aspire to success? You may. You already have everything you need within of you. All you need to do is develop a thorough understanding of the laws and principles that success is built upon, and then employ the appropriate methods for pursuing those causes until success is attained. The laws of every science are considered to be the law of success. Every time this law is used correctly, results will be obtained. These are the results that matter, and since this law can be consistently applied to multiple results forever, there is no limit to the degree of success that can be attained. Little things and huge things both have a chance to happen, and those who employ the law in good faith and with understanding will be rewarded with the big things. There is a better state or condition and a better future in store for you, but you must get ready for it. If you do nothing, you will never reach the greater and better things. All that is required is research, preparation, and work. Both young and old have an equal right to advancement. Simply moving forward is the only way to be true to yourself and the law that governs you. The law was designed to help you advance. You can stop moving forward or go backward to postpone your usual advancement for a while or even longer, but eventually you will be compelled to move forward, especially in the direction of soul development. Nature doesn't interfere with your goals. This explains why failing to advance typically results in a lot of hardship. You can achieve your goal because there is a new force outside, the spirit of progress, and we all need to stay up with it. Aim high and construct well. You can succeed in whichever way you define it. The law is perfect. It has the power to actualize ideals. It also has the ability to materialize whatever mental picture you may have. Always strive to construct in accordance with your ability and success. It develops its strategy for you. All successful great persons have the same faculties that you do as a human being. They developed a certain correct knowledge, used their abilities to advance in the best way they knew how, and thus they were entitled to success. But where does true success lie? Some people may inquire. Almost everyone else will have a unique perspective on what actual success looks like. Let's clarify the term's definition to avoid any misunderstandings. Most people define success as a high level of material prosperity. Others see it as the accomplishment of personal goals or heartfelt wishes. Still others see it as the achievement of lofty aspirations or remarkable deeds. But true success goes beyond this. We do not define it in terms of money, status, fame, or riches, though all of these things might be part of it. True, genuine, and higher success can be found in accomplishments that are gathered and shared for the benefit of all people and the enlightenment of the world. Long-term success, however, will be construed for the sake of our lecture in a more personal meaning, in the sense of personal growth and advancement, and the superfluous pursuit of nothing favorable. Man is designed to use the components of his life to elevate himself to ever greater strength, development, and success. In order to achieve this goal, he is likewise discreetly tied to everything outside of himself. But whether he actually uses his intellect to dominate it with knowledge of the forces in his life, or to serve it with ignorance, will depend on how he actually uses it. Success elevates your behaviors and ego above those of a regular person. The majority of life's setbacks are what lead to mental blindness. The intellect thinks appropriately when the heart is in the right place. From the heart come the problems of life. All our deeds are judged by our inner motives, not by our outward successes. Millions of people's dreams have been dashed by moral cowardice, hesitation at crucial times, the urge to go one's own way, and an inability to work together. Their chances of success have been completely wrecked. The first step for anyone who wants to achieve greatness is to get rid of these mental disabilities. Applying a true strategy and validating what is good in mind and deed are necessary for success. It is more crucial to uphold a principle. As long as the golden rule is the cornerstone of any economic activity that can be in accordance with the principle, success is not something that is temporary, a game of chance, or the result of luck. Business and religion are a single science, not two distinct ones. According to Lord Leverhulme, the Sermon on the Mount cannot serve as the foundation for conducting modern business. I can only assert that any other system will never ensure the success of a firm. The expression of man's highest ideal, or religion, is business. Even if a man is honest, sincere, and hardworking, it does not guarantee his success. Additionally, a man's growth will be slowed down by fear if he is timid, hesitant, or afraid. Even if a man is an effective engineer, an inferiority mentality will make him mediocre and prevent him from developing to the full extent of his abilities and training. The majority of errors are brought on by fear, which cannot be treated with medication or a surgeon's scalpel. Fear has no recognized cure. Comprehension does. There is nothing to fear if one realizes that God's presence permeates the entire cosmos. If it weren't for a fear of some sort that tells us otherwise, the majority of us could fulfill our duties. Despite the notion that we lack the capability to do so, we mesmerize ourselves. Fear blurs our vision, dulls our senses, and paralyzes the mental resources we need to be free and active in order to prevent disasters. Fear can make a man's thoughts muddled, which makes him ready to seize an opportunity. God gives us a spirit of courage and wise judgment, rather than fear. Religion does not make a man successful. Guy gains more from life with a religion that serves to extend his perspective, just as a guy benefits from spectacles to better his vision. While the irreligious practical man has a narrow and constrained view, true religion assists to broaden or widen man's vision. If we believe that individuals and/or material circumstances control resources and worry when they don't, the situation will only become worse. The only defense is a consistent affirmation that God, the law, is our source of supply. If we know that God, the law, is on our side, we may do this more readily. If we want success, we must think about success, speak and behave successfully. The law does not withhold any beneficial thing from people who walk uprightly. The pious guy understands that it is better to be on our side than to be against us. It is said that we pull our horses and restrain them just as they are about to jump the barricade, which leads to around half of our failures. Good riders encourage their horses to utilize their judgment, which results in a safe jump. The reason for half of our failures is that we pull when we ought to be jumping while leaving all of our strength behind. When we should be riding to victory, we are the ones who drag ourselves down. One day, two guys dove into the river and gave each other a 2-mile swim challenge. The swimmer continued swimming to the other shore with strength and steadiness without turning around. He finished his swim and looked back to see his pal not even close when he emerged on the riverbank. He was once more on the bank where they had started when he took a closer look and, lo and behold, he asked his companion, "How come you didn't follow me across the river and reach the other bank?" When they finally ran into each other, the young man who had turned around explained, "Oh, after I got about halfway, I looked back and saw how far I had gone and was afraid I couldn't make it, so I went back." "But why didn't you consider gazing ahead like I did?" "I just noticed the shore getting closer to me with each stroke," the boy who had swum down the river said. "Why didn't you imagine that swimming forward would be just as difficult as turning around?" The Red Sea appeared to be an impassable barrier as Moses was leading the children of Israel out of Egypt and into the Promised Land. Many murmured and bemoaned the fact that they had ever left Egypt, while some want to turn around. "God, what shall I do?" wailed Moses. And the reply was, "Why do you call out to me? Talk to your sons so they can leave." When Moses addressed his followers, the rivers divided as they marched toward the sea, allowing them to cross over the dry land. Moses prevented retreat by burning the bridges behind him as he went. Success comes from moving up in rank. No guy can achieve success without the proper training. For a competition that may only last a few minutes, an athlete will practice for weeks or even months. The key to success is in going forward, and the mindset that encourages this continuous advancement is the key element in the art of success. No one can succeed if they don't have the desire to do it in the first place. Actually, the first stage is to thoroughly fill oneself with the spirit of advancement, so that one is constantly motivated to work toward higher and more significant goals. Advancement-driven desire suggests power. This is the one law of science that is unbreakable in its acts. The fact that you want to achieve is evidence that you have the ability to succeed. If you lacked the ability to succeed, you would not have been encouraged to pursue success. If you lack the ability to succeed, you cannot desire to do so. Power is created by desire. Power inspires a person's thinking, and success is the result of that inspiration when it is used properly. Investigating the lives of successful men reveals a startling fact. They all share a mentality that is productive, and this mentality is what makes them successful. This positive frame of mind is referred to by psychologists as having a successful attitude. As straightforward as it may sound, the dominating mental attitude is also what determines whether anything succeeds or fails. It is the error and the root of the failure. This astonishing fact was uncovered by modern psychology, and it offers a solution to some serious issues as well as a path through hardship and failure. In other words, the only real difference between those who succeed and those who fail is one man's positive mental attitude that he can, as opposed to another man's negative mental attitude that he cannot. When one learns the truth and realizes they have the ability to act, their energies are liberated, channeled into action, elevated with the desire to succeed, and inspired to act. However, some people are of the mindset that they must stay the way they are. The little aptitude or authority they do have, in their opinion, is all they can hope or seek in this life, because they have been cast by God in a definite mold. The intricacies of the human mind are being studied scientifically, and it opens up a fascinating world of power and potential. What is conceivable for one mind is feasible for another, and far more than we ever imagined, according to psychological fact. All brains are capable of the same human faculties and powers that grandeur and achievement have fostered. The only true distinction is not in gender, but in the level of development. Start developing a better perspective of yourself, your life and situations, as well as of things and people in general, right now. You will do something bigger and better as you mentally envision it, both consciously and unconsciously. In other words, as you progress, the spirit of progress will progressively permeate your thoughts, desires, words, and mental activities. At the same time, your capacities and abilities will strengthen. The secret to having a successful mindset is to embody the I can mentality. Recognize your potential for achievement and then act, think, and live accordingly. You can search all over the place for the enigmatic key to success, but ultimately it can be found in these two simple words. I can. According to contemporary psychology, the power of empowerment grows swiftly in those who believe they can. This can be proven to be a law of the mind. Continue to believe that you can accomplish your goals, and you'll soon discover that you're carrying them out. This is how the law operates. There is no miracle about it. The underlying idea is that if the mindset of I can is adopted, the mind will go on to focus all of its energies on the faculties that are used to carry out your goals and will gradually develop them until they are large and powerful enough to carry out what previously seemed impossible. The imposing Alps presented Napoleon with a challenge that seemed insurmountable when he attempted to conquer Italy. Napoleon did not think, I cannot, despite the fact that the people who lived nearby believed them to be completely impassable. He repeatedly told himself, I can, because he was determined to succeed. The folks on the other side of the mountain were so shocked by his descent that he was essentially overpowered without any resistance. The shock of accomplishing the seemingly unthinkable sapped the will to resist it. Thus, his biggest challenge turned out to be a definite way to win. And so it is with all challenges. Obstacles are usually stepping stones to success because they are seen from a higher perspective. After being imprisoned, John Bunyan encountered a challenge comparable to the Alps. He wished to carry on with his spiritual endeavors. He was not easily deterred, so he inscribed his epic, The Pilgrim's Progress, on the crumpled paper that had served as the milk jug's cork. More people were reached by this book alone than he could have ever preached to in his entire life. Obstacles provide us a chance to use our innate abilities. They bring them out, fortify us, and direct us toward the desired outcome. Say these words to yourself when you are faced with it and you want to move forward. I can. Keep in mind that those three phrases are the key to all achievement, and that no good goal has ever been realized without realizing them. Mental attitude plays a significant role in determining the quality of life. Men project a sense of disappointment, sadness, and failure because they embrace the I can't mentality. Others successfully exude success with a self-assured, vivacious, and upbeat attitude of I can. They appear everywhere we go. One person experiences hardship, misery, and misfortune, while the other attracts the best people and succeeds. Because it is in line with the divine order of things, the law forbids us from using the weak negative, the singular, I can't, because it repels us and we automatically avoid it. On the other side, we are drawn to him by his strong sense of self and I can attitude. He seems upbeat, therefore we are pleased to approach him and work with him. Like a flower has its own perfume, each person has their own unique atmosphere. We therefore work to develop a strong sense of I can, which will lead to success. You are always better than things or circumstances, if not actually, then theoretically. Whatever you set your sights on, make sure you succeed. Set high standards for yourself and your goals, and you'll make fewer mistakes overall. Keep a I can mentality and remind yourself of it frequently. You'll be successful. Victory is in your future. The man who starts out with the intention of being wealthy will not succeed, according to John D. Rockefeller. He must be quite ambitious. The secret to commercial success is not a mystery. Everything will work out well if you carry out your responsibilities successfully each day, adhere faithfully to company law's natural operations, and maintain your composure. Understanding your life or stating your ideal or aim is the next step. Create a mental image of what you want to achieve and keep that in mind. Start by making a consistent effort to progress toward the end result. After all, life is a sequence of many steps. Each step may present new challenges, but whenever you do, always keep looking up toward your aim, your objective, and your goal. No matter how amateurish or unsuccessful your initial attempts may be, they are only the start. Everyone has to start somewhere. Therefore, there is no point in comparing yourself to someone else. You are aware that you won't fail until you give up. The only way to fail is to give up. Continue trying. Every attempt yields some outcome. Success is only a culmination of numerous positive outcomes, after all. Never put off until tomorrow what you can do today, advised Benjamin Franklin. The worst foe you will face in life is the one within your head. Procrastination is the name of it. Ambition is killed by procrastination. Indecision is a bad habit that will lead to failure. Make judgments that are clear and prompt. Respond to the tiny inquiries that come your way, and all future big inquiries will be handled for you. One who is unable to make decisions for themselves obviously subordinates their judgment, being open to the racial thinking of those around them, becoming one of the masses, and only attracting what the masses find attractive. What do you like to do in your spare time? What do you do with it? What do you do with it? Do you place any value on it? These days, the utilization of gadgets, or so-called byproducts, determines a lot of profit and occasionally the entire success. Although byproducts are distinct from the primary product, they nonetheless have worth. Every large company has its own byproducts, or gadgets, that are profitable. All of Armor Meat Packaging Company's byproducts are beneficial. Numerous byproducts include hair and braids. The hair is used to make thick rope and brushes, and the braids are dried and marketed as sort of a delicacy. Now, the amount of dividends paid to shareholders by Armor would alter significantly if it didn't employ byproducts. We need to understand that we cannot produce goods like Armor Meat Packing Company. We are retailers in the long run. Success depends on how we use the time we have, and all of its odd moments, as we like to refer to them. What about those peculiar times? Real success can sometimes start in unexpected circumstances. What you do with your leisure time not only boosts your brain activity, but also brings about evident financial gain. By using it wisely and profitably, you can extend your life and increase your chances of success. Each lost minute is a forgotten byproduct. Once lost, something is lost forever. Consider the 20 minutes on the trolley, the 20 minutes spent waiting for appointments throughout the day, the quarter hour before breakfast, the half hour after, and the dozens of other opportunities each day when you may be reading, drawing, concentrating, or working toward your objective. Spend all of your time productively. Only people who lack direction, value, and success discuss passing the time. While the one who is achieving makes his time alive and valuable, the person who is wasting time is destroying his opportunities. There is never enough time in the day for him, and I always like hearing that. I dare say the individual is succeeding and making the most of his life. The key to success, then, is how we develop the ability to employ two important resources: our time and our thinking. Success is determined by how we apply our knowledge, not by knowledge itself. Always keep in mind that the Father's arms are there to guide, guard, and support us in spite of all our labor and struggle, beneath the smoke and dust of things. Whatever you lack, He will provide for you. Whatever you need, He can provide for you. And whatever challenges you face, you can overcome them with God at your side. When duty whispers, "You must," the young man responds, "I can," Emerson wrote.